Hey guys, this is another one a little bit different. If you're new to this channel or me or this video or YouTube, this is a channel where I usually do transcription videos or little snippets of my band's live performance. I'm a jazz musician based in Ireland, in Dublin. Recently I started something else. I started on my website something like a blog. It's not really a blog, I just did like two episodes so far. It's basically, I took a little snippet I get from a gig playing with a trio with Hugh and Owen, and you like to share your own music, so I put it up, but I thought it would be interesting to give the listener a little bit of the perspective I have, or we as a band have. So what do we kind of, how do we play, what do we think of when we play, if we think at all this kind of things. So I tried that, and I got a really nice response from it from people. So that put me onto this one. I was thinking of writing a blog post over it, but then I was deciding I could as well make a video, because I like doing videos, and sometimes that's even an easier in. Doesn't mean I stopped the blog writing, just thought for this third one I'd try something else. So this one is about little bit about playing other people's lines, but it's also about the learning experience that you can get when you listen to your own playing. It's something we all kind of hear in college we should do, but very often we don't, or at least very often I don't. Let's rephrase it. Very often I do, because I'm a little narcissist like most musicians, but very often I listen to something where I think everything went really, really well, and then I listen to it and I think good about myself. The point is though to listen consistently back to you in practice and in live performances for a good while, so you get a broader picture. You get the nights where it really, really went wrong, and you get the nights where it really, really went great, and you get all the stuff in the middle, which is most of the time something goes good, something goes bad. So this one is from a gig like a year ago in, or not a year, half a year ago, in our old residency in the front door, a nice bright spot, great for making videos. The band is like, on this one it's Owen on bass again, it's Graham Burke on piano, and it's Brennan Doherty on drums. Band played fantastic in my opinion, really, really held it down. It was just like an afternoon, like background jazz gig. We play blues, we play Billy's Bounds, blues in F. Some things go well, other things don't. And I made a little list, and just a few thoughts when I listened back to myself. I want to share with you what I think about it, and not to be too I don't think it was the worst I ever played, I don't think it was the best I ever played. It's just, you know, somewhere in the middle. I didn't think much, I just recorded a lot of stuff back then. I would never thought I released this particular bit, but now I'm doing it, so bear with me. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, let's get straight into it. It's about my playing, it's little things. I never thought of releasing this particular clip, so it's little things that stuck out to me and that might help someone in assessing their own playing, or even think about different things you might have thought before, or that you all know all of that. And first thing to get us started though is I'm playing the theme, I'm playing the melody, which is nice for blues. Like I and everyone probably should do that way more often. Play the like reference the tune you're actually playing. We playing Billy's Bounds or blues in F, and I kind of do the chromatic approach on the triad there to hint at the melody. I can live with that. It's a nice little line, not the full melody, but it kind of shows. Especially, I think this solo is at the piano solo, so we might haven't heard the melody for 10 minutes, Graham. I don't know. That's fine. The next thing is about the title of the video. The most thing, like, the thing about copying lines from your idols, like we all should transcribe them way more than we do. I should, but when we do, we should steal the line for a certain time, but then we should learn from the line and use the ideas. What I mean by that is, at the start in college, you won't get, unless it's like a really, really famous line, you will get away with it. You know, you will, like, there's two lines in my playing here I clearly stole and just copy pasted them in, and for years that was fine. It's more now listening back to me, they don't fit in the rest of what I'm doing. They stick out like a sore thumb, and if anyone with a little bit of jazz listening experience, even without knowing those lines, can tell he got that from someone and that's his other stuff, and that doesn't really mix well. So the first one here is like at the 12-second mark. Yeah, and that's right from here. Chorus of his solo, it's the 2/5 in bar 9 and 10. I transcribed maybe 3 choruses of that, and that's the one line that stuck with me, and I use it for years now. I really have to stop doing that, because when I hear it now, I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? Next example for that is, where do we have it? Around the 2:44 mark. Yeah, so Brian played a little bit over me there. That's cool. It still sounds nice. It's a bit later. It's probably the 2:50 mark, where I play exactly this line here. It's Clifford Brown. It's from Dahoud. It's a great line. I did this solo maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This one stuck with me again. It's a great line. It's just like, it's such a decisive line, and the standard of the rest of my playing isn't quite there. It's not quite as refined as this line. So this line really sticks out to me. It's like, and of course I know the line, but I think even if you wouldn't know the line, it would stick out to you, either a good or a bad thing. But a few other things in general, notions I had about my playing here, 25 seconds. The double notes, sometimes it's not necessarily long to play the same note twice in a row, and especially there is kind of the motivic development, so I get away with it a little bit better there. But very often it's just a filler. It's just because I'm afraid to leave space, which would be great because there's enough noise around me. Or I don't know how to fit in a chord, or I don't know another note to play. So very often it's just a stupid filler, and I have that a lot in my playing. So that's why I get a bit annoyed with it. Next one is probably the biggest and the funniest. It's probably at 1:49 and at the 1 minute mark. First the one at the 1 minute mark, because yeah, so that's a pentatonic and triplets. And it's a guitar. That's just saying that because most of us, like when I came into jazz college, I didn't have this guitar. I had like a Yamaha, lovely Mike Stern guitar. But most of us guitar players, including me, or not most of us, but many of us, come in and we all play like. You get the gist. It's pentatonic. It's triplets. It's the guitar. There's nothing wrong with the pentatonic. There's nothing wrong with triplets. There's nothing wrong with the guitar. Maybe with guitarists, but not with anything else of that. Here in this example, it's without any aim. There's no interesting intervals. It's just put in there, and it's just so. A better example of that would be I still have it as a negative here, but it works a little bit better at around the 2 minute mark. We get. Works slightly bit better there because the intervals are different and it leads to something. It's not just put in there. The interval combination is more interesting than just a pentatonic scale, and it leads somewhere, so it's really cool. Well, really cool. You know what I mean? Next thing is actually something nice again. I kind of get the chromatic 2 finds. Owen and Graham, you see them looking at each other there at the 2 minute mark. Owen gives Graham a look, and then they play those chromatic 2/5s through the blues, which is a common thing to do. And I kind of get it, at least in the second 4 bars. I'm kind of there. Let's have a quick listen. You see the look at around the 150 mark. I'm not sure if Graham gives me their approving look, but I got it, because they do it all the time and I never really get it. In this one I got it, so fair play to me in this one. So this is just a little video instead of the written one I did the last couple of weeks. Last week I was sick, sorry, so I didn't put anything out there. it shouldn't. This video shouldn't either highlight me as a great player, which I'm sure it doesn't, nor should it highlight me as a particularly horrible player, which it's probably slightly more likely to do. It's just my thought process when I listen, and I really listen pretty much back to everything I do nowadays, if I don't forget to record it on the, not always video, of course, sometimes just audio. But that's the things I look out for. I know a few habits I have. I know what I have to work on. Obviously, we haven't even touched on time, on tone, and choice of shirt. That's for another video. But that's just like little things that are worth mentioning. And I think through mentioning them and through writing them down in a little booklet and thinking about them, they stick in your brain. And maybe the next time, you shouldn't have inhibitions about your playing and be afraid to play a line. Like, no one gets hurt here. It's jazz. But maybe over time it sticks into your head, and you take another swing at it and go down another avenue and find something new out of it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me any kind of comments if you liked it or what you disliked. If you want to see more like this or more of the written format, I'm really happy to do it either way. It's just great. Thank you so much for the last feedback for the blog, and thank you very much. Have a good day.